the NFL says no to Brandon Soresby. This comes after the NFL said there will be no supplemental draft for 2026, which means Brandon Soresby can't be in the NFL for 2026. We'll explain why the NFL came to this decision and why it's unlawful to the rules of the law, and what will Brandon Soresby do in 2026, and is there a possibility he still gets into the NFL in 2027? We'll break it all down for you. Jacob Hebert here for NFL World. This news came out yesterday afternoon, and when talking about this, I was trying to find as much information as I could. Like, was this legal? Could the NFL do this? The answer is no, they cannot do this. And then there's a reason of why they can't do this. Let's start with number one. The NFL is claiming they need to have a vast investigation of the Brandon Soresby issue. Why does the NFL think they're so self-righteous? They got blood on their hands too, many a time. So why are they being self-righteous about this? And it comes back, and I think it bleeds into, no pun intended, bleeds into number two, which is Brandon Soresby, they feel like he wasn't sorrowful enough. I mean, they didn't feel like he was sorry enough that this had happened. Now, Soresby gambled underage. He also gambled on his own team and professional teams also. It didn't matter which sport he did. But the NFL is claiming he's not sorrowful enough. I want to go through a little bit of what happened. The NFL is claiming that he's not sorrowful enough. This is a guy who got banned from college football, went to court with the, I guess, administration, so to speak, of the NCAA, with his injunction. So he got his ability to go back and play college football. He said, I'm going to forego it and go to the NFL supplemental draft. And the NFL says no. That is the equivalent of what happened in the last 2.5 weeks. They don't understand this. Why is the NFL doing this? Because it's not lawful to their rules or to the law in general. It's not. In fact, Sorsby's agents in his actual camping of it said that they, along with the NFLPA, are going to sue the NFL and have litigation take over against the NFL to basically force the issue. Now, here's the reason I go back to the self-righteous thing. Why is the NFL acting holier than thou? I don't get it. Because they've done this before. This is not a first time thing that they've never done before. They've done this before. So I don't understand. What's the point of this? Why are they making this choice? I don't get it. And it comes to my third thing, which is I think the NFL is afraid. Not afraid of so much of money going to collegiate athletes. They're afraid that this happens again. The whole Sorsby situation happens where he gets banned, loses his eligibility, then sues the league and gets it back. They're afraid of that. They are afraid. Whether they admit it or not, they are afraid. And the reason it's unlawful to the league is Mike Florio, who has Pro Football Talk, and he talked about it yesterday. He said, and he's a lawyer, he knows this. He went line by line of the bylaws and line by line of the CBA, which is another version of the bylaws. And it's agreed upon by each player every so many years. And he says, in nowhere of the CBA or the bylaws does it state that there is a purity clause, meaning that you cannot have anything. A lot of these players have. And we're saying that that was unlawful. I want to go to a point of emphasis. The league has gone through this before, okay? Where they had a situation where someone did something in college And then 8 years at most, I've seen 8 years happen. And then the NFL's like, we're going to go and investigate the situation. That happened, again, might have 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was. And then they say, no, we're suspending it. They shouldn't do that. I don't know why they are doing that. It's stupid. The league does not have that power to be holier than thou. So why are they trying it? What is the reason for doing it? It goes back to, I think they are so afraid of that Sorsby situation happening again. They don't want to have a precedent. They want to have something figured out so they know immediately what they can do. And if there's litigation and Sorsby is allowed to go in, it completely damages the NFL's mindset of what they want to do. And then they'll claim, oh, we didn't mean that and all that stuff. Here's what happens. Here's what will happen. If Sorsby, because Sorsby can right now, he can go and apply for the 2027 draft. He just can't be part of the supplemental draft, which also the bylaws say that there is no purity clause if you're trying to get into the supplemental draft. So why are they trying to do that? I don't know either. But he can't apply for the 2027 class. What will happen is if he doesn't sue them, he probably, if he gets drafted, he probably gets suspended. Probably. Because the NFL probably will do it anyway. Whether he sues them or not, he'll get suspended. Now, obviously, the severity would be different, but he would be suspended. I truly believe that. Which, there's a case if that happens. But the issue I have with this is that why would he be suspended if this is already counting as a suspension? Because he can't go back and play college football because he forgoed his eligibility. So if he can't go back, then what can he do? If he can't go play pro and he can't go play in college, what can he do? Can he go to Canada and play football over there? I don't know. I can't give you 100% on that answer because I don't know. I think he can, but I'm not 100% certain. So there's a danger to that. I want to finish up with this. If we're really going to have this concern of NIL money and younger players' money, shouldn't we decide as a league or as a sports world to have like a wealth manager for these young kids? Not that controls their money, so to speak, but like runs a class and these players have to go to this class, have to participate in this class. Or they are assigned to a team in college football, in pros, and any sport that has NIL money attached to it. There should be like a wealth manager, and their job is to say, okay, guys, in this situation, don't do these things. Even though we're claiming that we're the league, we're against it, we'll take the money from sports books. We are, because that's what they were doing. We should have a wealth manager that says, guys, don't do this. Start putting it in stock so it survives. So if you don't go to the league, if you don't go to the NFL, or even if you do, you have money, you don't lose it, you don't go broke out of college, or you don't go broke in your 40s because you don't have any money left. Like, that's what they should do. Obviously, they won't do that, but they should do that. That should be the rule of NIL. And I bring up this point. So there was a Michael Jordan said this years ago. I want to say this was like the early 2010s. He said this, but it might have been later than that. He said, when I got into the league, when Charles Barkley got into the league, when Larry Bird got into the league, when Magic Johnson got in the league, or insert NBA player here, we had to, what we made when we got out of drafting, we made very little money. We still made better than a lot of people, but we made little money comparative to any other NBA player they put in the work and then they made money. Then they made the millions. We had that issue We started low, and then we got better. It translated to the court, or it translated to the field, or it translated to whatever sport you're doing. It translated, then we get paid, and then we get the millions of dollars. Now we get athletes who just get drafted, and they're making millions of dollars. They haven't done anything. You're betting on potential and not the success of the player. And he's right. It's very profound, but he's right. And we're doing that in college football. That's the reason I'm saying we need like a wealth manager or something they're not controlling your money. They are going and saying, well, let's take this class. Let's do this class, or assign it into a team to where he can actually do this. Because to me, that's what makes sense. That's what they should do. Will they? Probably not. But let me know in the comments. Should the NFL allow Brandon Soresby in the NFL? For NFL World, I'm Jacob Hebert. Out.